Hi, everyone. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a big thumbs up if you can hear me. Awesome. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I really appreciate that. I'm happy to see that you were all able to make it. I'm sure you'll all agree that the weather today is so much nicer than it was last night. No one could have imagined back in September that this is how we would be celebrating your graduation, but we're thankful that everyone here is healthy and that we are at least able to celebrate in some way. I want to just mention the guidelines that are put forth in our state right now for graduation ceremonies. Everyone should remain in their vehicle for the duration of the ceremony, except for when students are called to pick up their diplomas. At that time, the student and one other person may get out of their vehicle. The students will approach the stage, pick up their bag that's over here on this table with anything else that has their name on it over there. They'll come up here onto the stage, they'll walk across the stage, and they'll come down in the front, and they can pause down here in the front for a photo opportunity. After the pictures are all set, if the adult that's with the child wants to help pick up the basket that they have, that would be helpful too. Some of the baskets are pretty heavy. These were prepared by our auction committee because our students weren't able to have their DC trip, so it's a little token of appreciation from our auction committee for them. Okay, after the student that's out returns to their car, then I'll call the next student to come up. Okay, I'd like to begin by asking you all to join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll pause to listen to America the Beautiful. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties. Over the fruited plain. But now wait a minute. I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this.
Thank you. I do want to pause for a moment and make sure that we thank all of our teachers and staff here at Eastford Elementary School. I know they couldn't all be here with you tonight as they typically are for graduation, but they are here with you in spirit. I'd also like to thank Dr. Leek and our Board of Education. We have Dr. Leek and Mr. Stephen Bowen up front here with us tonight. In addition, Stephen Gilbo, one of our teachers at the school here, is running the music for us. Mr. Timothy Howard, Pastor Timothy Howard from the Eastford Baptist Church, has helped us with the sound system. And we have Hayden Budd, a former Eastford Elementary School graduate, doing the video for us. So all of that will be posted on our website at some point once it's all compiled for you. Okay, I know I don't have to tell you what a crazy time this has been between the coronavirus pandemic and the events that are happening around the country. I won't talk for very long, but I do want to thank all of the adults out there for continuing to encourage your 8th graders to check in with their teachers and to complete their assignments. This has not been an easy time for anyone, but I know that the teachers here greatly appreciate all the support they received from families in trying to keep students engaged in the learning process. This will only help these students as they move on to their respective high schools. Students, I want you to take a moment and think back to when you were in 4th grade, because yes, I was your 4th grade teacher. Some of you may remember that I always had a poster over the classroom door, right next to the clock, because I knew you were going to be checking the clock frequently to see when it was recess time or lunch time or PE time, or when on earth I would ever stop talking so you could get a break. Does anyone remember what that poster said? It said something about character. Character is what you do when no one is looking. I often refer to the poster, the year when I had you as 4th graders, and all the years that I was teaching, because I always had that poster with me. And I would often ask you if you had to do something, or you would often ask me rather, if you had to do something or if you had a choice. And I told you that you always have a choice, but every decision and every choice comes with positive and negative consequences. The choices and decisions you make over time build up into a predictable pattern, and this is what others come to expect from you and view as your character or your integrity. It's easy to do the right thing or make a good choice when a parent or a teacher is watching you. It can often be very hard to do the right thing or make a good choice when you think no one is watching or when you think you can get away with something. And truth be told, there are lots of times when you can get away with something, but does that mean you should try to get away with those things? In the fall, you'll be moving on to your respective high schools. I encourage you to look at this time as a new beginning, an opportunity to be anyone or do anything you want. You can completely reinvent yourself, or you can take a closer look at your strengths and weaknesses and make a decision to keep what you like and to work harder on the things you don't like. You can decide to do the right thing and make good decisions. You can decide with whom you choose to associate or hang out with. You can decide if you're going to show up to class and do your assignments. You can decide to put forth your best effort into school, athletics, your relationships, your hobbies. You can decide to be kind, considerate, caring. You can decide what your character will say about you. So what decision will you make? I'd like to call up the 8th grade class president now, Hunter Larson, to say a few words.
Good evening, parents, staff, and students. This seems like a dream that went by too fast. I've been with mostly the same group of kids for 9 years. Hunter, TJ, Connor, Nathan, Alex, Owen, Carrie, Kylie, and Katie. And it's been amazing. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you, Matt and Enzo. Starting off in kindergarten through second grade, we all got to know each other. School was a blast. Reading, nap time, and having fun was our only care. We made memories all through those first 3 years, or 4 for the people that went to pre-K here, than we did all of our other years combined. But most of us students don't remember much. Our teachers did though, and I always wondered, were we as much of a pain in the butt then as we are now? Next are grades 3, 4, and 5. There was definitely a change for us in schoolwork because it became more of a priority in our lives. I think we did a pretty good job rising to the occasion, if I did say so myself. Third grade was also the year Matt moved to our school, and I'm glad he did. I can't imagine our class without him. In fourth grade, we had Mrs. McComb. I was terrified. No offense, Mrs. McComb, but I thought you were going to be the scary teacher. Turns out it was the complete opposite. In fifth grade, Miss Reynolds was trying to get us ready for middle school. I would say she did a pretty good job. Our next 3 years was middle school, and boy, it was a ride. In sixth grade, we had Mr. Kernan. This was the year that we had to get used to a lot of things, including moving from classroom to classroom for everything. This was also the year our class could start sports, and I'd say we did a great job. Seventh grade was tough. Mrs. Mead was a great homeroom and science teacher, but it was mainly a bad year for our behavior. Going into 8th grade, I think our class changed for the better. I would even say 8th grade when Mrs. Lassard was the best year in middle school and even elementary. Through all these, we had our challenges, academically, socially, and emotionally. But through these tough times, we persevered and made the best of them. Our class has made a special bond through these 10 years. Enzo and Tristan, even though they have only been with us a few years, are just a part of who we are today and the rest. We've matured immaculately through the grades, and I'd like to talk about that. We've had our ups and downs as a class on this end. All of you teachers can agree, but I think we made up for it. Moving on to sports. It was a small portion of 3 years, but it was one of the big things that made our class special. I was never part of girls' sports until 8th grade basketball, but they did an amazing job all 3 years. I was very glad to be a part of the girls' team and help coach this year. It was very rewarding for me, and I hope you all learned as much as I did. I never played soccer, but our team had 5 kids this year and still won games. We even made it to the playoffs in 6th grade. Track was a different experience for me. It was less of a sport and more of a bonding experience with the middle school. Sure, we trained for each race, but it really brought us closer together. Last is basketball, the sport we made the most progress in and defied the odds. We were 1 game off the playoffs in 7th grade with 5 people on our varsity. If we fouled out, we had to bring the JV in. I'd like to thank Mr. Ayer for the great seasons in 6th and 7th grade, but in 8th grade is where we shined, and it all starts with Mr. Bridgewater. I'm not going to lie, I hated you the first 2 weeks of the season. The first game was 3 weeks away, and we didn't even touch a basketball because of all the conditioning. But I think it changed us for the better. We ended up making it to the championship with 8 kids for the first time in a long time for Eastford. Starting off in kindergarten, I never would have thought of standing in front of everyone here and giving this speech. I definitely didn't think it would be in this setting either. This isn't the end. Just think of it as another chapter in life. In a couple months, we will all be in high school. My biggest regret is not being able to throw water balloons at Mr. Kernan during field day. I'd like to thank everyone who has helped our class through this journey. Thank you all for the memories that will last a lifetime. And remember, I will always have your back. Good luck in the following years, class of 2020. Before I hand it over to Mr. Bowen to say a few words, I would just like everyone to remember this. Wherever life takes you, may you always take big risks. Become the person you always wanted to become. Remember, dream big, work hard. Thank you, and here's Mr. Bowen, Chairman of the Board of Education.
Well, any of you that know me know that speeches is not my forte, so it will only be about 20 minutes. First, I want to from the Board of Education, I want to sincerely congratulate all your graduates. It's a special time in your life as you start a new chapter, and we just really wish you the best. I want to truly thank Carol and her team that made all this happen tonight. It was a lot of preparation, a lot of calls, and it turned out to be a very nice evening, and I just want to thank her and the other people that helped her. I want to thank the teachers and their assistants and the support staff for the last 3 months. Unprecedented times, and they made the best of it, and we're very thankful for that, and we just hope they know that we appreciate all that they did. I want to thank the front office for all the extra phone calls, extra tasks, extra ordering that took place in the last 3 months. Many times when I would visit, it was hectic because there was much to be done. And I want to thank Carol and Donna for the stress and extra they had the last 3 months. The state would send reams of paper, and before they digested it, they would change it and send reams more. And trying to keep up with it was an unbelievable task. And with the Board of Education and myself, we just want to really thank them for that. And lastly, best wishes and good thoughts to all the graduates as you move on. And again, congratulations. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Mr. Bowen, and thanks to the entire Board of Education again for your continued support as well. In just a moment, I'll begin calling up students to receive their diplomas and awards. In a typical graduation ceremony, the award sponsors are here to tell you more about each award and to personally congratulate those who received them. Due to the restrictions, they were not able to attend this year, but they would greatly appreciate receiving a note of thanks from you. We are very fortunate to have such generous sponsors and a diverse array of awards to give out. The sponsors or sponsoring organizations have set specific criteria for each award. The award descriptions can be found in your program along with each award recipient. After I announce each student's name, I will announce any awards that they are receiving. At that time, the student and a member of the family can get out of their vehicle. The student will come up, pick up their bag that contains their diploma and any awards, come up across the stage. You can pause up here again or pause down below after exiting the stage. And also don't forget to pick up your gift basket. They should have student names right on the front for you. These again were created for students from the funds that were raised by the auction committee for the grade 8 trip to Washington, D.C. So let's begin. First, of course, we're going in alphabetical order. I think you all know how that order goes by now. Carrie Elizabeth Blaze. Carrie is the recipient of the Eastford Teachers Memorial Award, the Allen James Day Memorial Award, and the Otto F. King Award. Find your bag with your name. Should be right in the front door. Connor Buell. Nathan Benjamin Budd. Kylie Grace Childs. Kylie is also the recipient of the Marilyn Crom Award. Alexander Harakali. Alex is also the recipient of the Arboriculture Award and the American Legion Award. Hunter Bowen Haynes. Matthew C. Johnson. Hunter Blake Larson. Hunter is also the recipient of the ETA Local Hero Scholarship, the Roger Mason Day Memorial Award, the William S. Warren Award, the Mathematics, Science, and Technology Award, the Presidential Academic Fitness Award, and the Citizenship Award. Congratulations. Taylor Laskowski. Enzo Lonan Miglietta. Enzo is also the recipient of the Humanities Award, the Alan James Day Memorial Award, the Olivet Cozy Award, the Mathematics, Science, and Technology Award, the Presidential Academic Fitness Award, and the Joseph St. King Award. Congratulations. Cadence Lillian Pittman. Cadence is also the recipient of the William Shand Memorial Award. Owen Michael Reynolds Dyer. Thank you all again so much for joining us this evening. We all, of course, wish it could have been a different type of ceremony, but I think given the circumstances, this worked out very nicely. We're happy to be here to celebrate and congratulate all of you. We're going to exit the parking lot from this front part of the parking lot. So whenever you are ready, it would make sense to start with the cars down closest to the exit to head out first and just take turns and go one at a time. I hope you all have an awesome summer, and report cards and other items left at school will be ready for pickup beginning on Monday. If you have borrowed a school computer or have a school instrument to return, those all can come back to school starting on Monday next week. Thank you.